The U.S. government has given billions of dollars to businesses in an effort to curb the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The government will begin to pursue recouping these funds in 2021. Aggressive penalties will be imposed on companies that do not follow regulations and guidelines for proper use of these funds. Criminal charges are already being levied on fraudulent use. Don't suffer again. Get a customized business operations success suite from Elite 8 Tax and Financial Services for your company today. BOSS packages include entity formation, payroll, accounting and bookkeeping, tax planning, tax filings, and quarterly strategy sessions to minimize your tax liability, increase efficiency, and maximize your profits. Make your appointment today at elite8financial.com. Get the guidance, tools, and protection your business needs now. Get BOSS. Get behind the shield.
This is Dr. Tamia Guest with Rejuvenating Chiropractic.
This is Nara Reed with Modified Nutrition Health Coach.
This is Karen Marcel with June Street Barbershop.
This is Tiffany Marcel with Marcel Luxury Realty, and you're listening to Boss Talk Radio.
Welcome, everybody. It's Monday morning, a bright, beautiful Monday morning. I hope you guys got some great rest this weekend and that you're ready to take on the week. You should be excited. It was a great week. So you know what we do every Monday morning? We get into Boss Motivation on Boss Talk Radio, the Business Operations Success Show, where we highlight entrepreneurs, their plights, their success, and their roads too. But part of that is all about mindset. And so on Mondays, what we like to do is talk about the mindset. If you're just coming in, go ahead and share the video if you would. Give StreamYard permission to use your name. So as I see your comments and everything, I can shout you out. Be sure to tell me where you're tuning in from so we know what type of reach we're doing here. So hang on and get ready for the ride. So for the first time ever, in addition to, if you're watching or listening to the replay, push hashtag replay, and you can skip over to about, I'd say 3-4 minutes in, so you can get right to this good content here. And for the first time ever, we're also streaming on Instagram. Haven't worked out any kinks on that yet because it's the whole phone thing. Y'all know I'm not the technical guy or whatever, but Monday morning. So if you know me, you know that I love music. Everything about music and the musical process in all forms of fashion, nothing more exciting than live music, right? So I was thinking last night, I was like, there's an interesting paradox to entrepreneurship or being in business and music. And I said, we ought to talk about that a little bit. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're talking about the different levels of this. We start with the soloist. You ever watch somebody, be it the trumpeter or whatever? If y'all don't know, I'm from New Orleans, and so very associated with the music scene and instruments and everything. So imagine, if you could, the soloist, that gets up there on stage and just kills it, especially if it's a trumpet or something like that. I mean, they just knock it down. As I was thinking about this, I was thinking about one of my favorite movies, which is Drumline. And the opening morning on the college campus, that beautiful solo that the guy was playing as before the band director came up. And I thought about that. It's like, a lot of times in business, you have that soloist moment, right? That time where all the hard work has come together and just gelled perfectly. All the practice, all the rehearsal has come together and just manifested itself, and the light is shining on you, and everybody is listening to what you have to say. It's your moment. It's your time. And a lot of people don't appreciate what has to go on before the soloist has that opportunity, though, because there's some talented people, and of course in the jazz realm we can get up there and just scat off on something, and kind of do it at our own pace, but that still comes with years and years of practice and manifesting that gift and that talent, no matter what the instrument is, be it a violin, or what have you, piano, you name it. You have that moment where all that effort and hard work has blocked all the nonsense, all the hate, all the obstacles. Everything is just aligned for you right at that moment, and the light is shining on you, and you're able to perform masterfully. But there's another part to that, right? Because that's a lot of work for the soloist to have that moment of shine, but it's a lot of other stuff that you don't see when you see the soloist. One of those people is the conductor or the director, because while you're strumming your solo and everything, this is the person conducting the team behind you. In my case, I have an operations director that helps me manage that thing, because if the team is behind me, I can't always turn around to give them that type of instruction or whatever. So you have to be in tune with the director or the conductor, and that's a very, very important role and some hard work, because if you look at how that applies to business, right, you're looking at, this is the person who has to identify the talent, the person who accepts who gets on the team, who's allowed to make the cut, and then their hierarchy, their rank, if it's a marching band, everything from section leader to, you name it. So the conductor has, quite a bit going on, even though you may only see him or her at that moment where, it just looks like they're doing this, and you think they just twirling their arms in the air. It's a lot going on in all of these hand signals, but way before that, they had to put that team together. They had to qualify the talent and see who could play along, because sometimes, you have people that may be talented, but they don't fit the energy or whatever. And it's that director's job to make sure that he has a conducive unit, like they used to say in drumline, one band, one sound. Well, when you're running your business, your team has to be of the same accord. They have to all be on that same page, right? So last but not least, the most uncelebrated person in this entire equation has to be the composer. This is the person that never gets, if you ever went to see the live band, you may have heard the saying, give the drummer some. And that's because the drummer is usually the one that's keeping the pace to everything, that's making everything flow smoothly and, keeping the rhythm, what have you, but he's kind of in the background and you don't see him. So, great performers always say, give the drummer some. Well, the composer, that's that first stage in being the business owner. This is the part that nobody sees before you're successful, and everybody, has an idea of what you should do with your money and how you should give back and everything. This is the part where you're really, really uncelebrated. These are the long nights, the sweat, the lab, trying to get it right, trying to write something so masterful and creative that it will last beyond your lifetime, and a work that's just so timeless, it has to be considered art. Well, most people go into a business that is based on their passions, and in doing so, this is when they're doing the composing. I remember one time I was moving, and this was after I had Eighth Wonder Entertainment. Some of you guys may have remembered me from back then. And as I was going through some office stuff to box stuff up, I was in absolute awe of all the work I had done, because at that time I was working on somebody's job, and I was working like 60 hours a week. And then because I'm a workaholic, I also had another part-time job that was like 18 hours a week or whatever. And yet somehow in that almost 80 hours of craziness, because that doesn't count the travel time, somehow in all of that, I managed to create all of this work seemingly effortlessly, because when I look back on it, I was like, damn, when did I have time to do all of this? And the thing is, though, is when you're the business owner, you are that composer, and that part of the job will never be celebrated, by the masses. It's not until you can pull in the rest of the team and choose your talents and direct that team and everything that you start to get a little bit of attention, but they only see the back of you, doing the hand signals. And then there's that moment where you get to be the soloist, the most celebrated person on the stage that just steps up and perform because all of your back efforts, all of your previous energy has come together to manifest itself. If you haven't shared the video, go ahead and share the video. This is Monday Morning Boss Motivation. And just an added bonus here I want to give to you guys is I want to talk about truth tellers. This is not even a part of what I had planned for this morning, but I got a phone call on Saturday. Somebody reached out. They had a question about business insurance and was seeking a referral or whatever. And, they were like, well, yeah, I came across your profile. I saw this, I saw that. You invited me to the group or whatever. And then, they asked me more about what I did, and I engaged them in about what they do. And in doing so, this person that had nothing to gain or lose at that point broke some stuff down to me. She's like, yeah, watched some of your videos and everything after we became friends or whatever, and here's a little tip or whatever. She gave me some feedback or whatever, and I was like, hey, I really appreciate that, because sometimes we don't have truth tellers in our space. Other times it's not that we don't have truth tellers. Sometimes people are too close to the mirror to see those things that people on the outside looking in are able to see. So when somebody on the outside is willing to offer you some constructive criticism and or some feedback, I prefer to call it, because criticism just sounds, negative by nature. So if somebody's offering you some constructive feedback, don't consider this person a hater. Don't just blow everything off everybody. See, you're not that important to hate, first of all. So get out of your own self way and take some of this feedback that people give you and utilize it, because information without application doesn't mean anything anyway. So do that. And if you've ever benefited from the show, enjoy the content that you get here, be sure to do a little small donation at the PayPal link there on the screen, or you can cash out me at the money sign George Dandride. And we will see you guys on tomorrow for Tax Tip Tuesdays. Talk to you then.